Up for that. But Bradley Beal, like you said, who's been a perennial all-star, who's averaged 30 a couple times in his career, he's definitely going to be a big help for us offensively.
Right.
And so we're going to need him to score, but outside of scoring, we're going to need him to make plays for other guys too.
Right.
Because he's going to draw 2 or 3 guys, and he can make a pass, he can make a play. And then defensively, he's always been good, but you got to challenge him every night.
Right.
Like, if he's on like bad players, like he's not as good. But when he's guarding a guy that can play, he's a really good defender.
Right.
Like he did the last couple of years. You got Booker and KD, and you're the third option. Like, people like, oh, well, he averaged 18 points, shot 50% from the field, and
right.
43% from 3.
Right.
You know, so
that's,
I mean, those are unbelievable stats.
Right.
But when you're playing with KD and Book, it kind of gets overshadowed. And so I think, you know, by coming here, I think he gets a fresh start. I think he's going to be great for us.
How difficult is it in your mind?
I feel sorry for him, you know, because all the work he puts in, we see it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And just what it takes to get on the floor on a consistent basis, it takes a lot for him to get out there.
Damn.
And so it's not like he's wanting to sit out and miss games. Like, he puts the work in every single day.
Right.
And the grind that he has to do to even get on the floor to play is just tough, you know. And so when he tries to push, you know, through that threshold himself,
right.
he gets himself in trouble.
Right.
So a lot of times it's coming from us. It's coming from Lawrence Frank, you know, the medical staff.
Right.
Like, we got to protect him from himself because, you know, sometimes he wants to play back-to-backs, but we've seen the trend. That if he does, then, you know.
The knee will swell up.
Yeah,
Nope.
you know, and so even though he wants to do it, like, sometimes we got to protect him from himself. And it's just tough because he's not a guy that wants to sit out,
right.
not wanting to play. Like, his whole mindset is to win championships.
Right.
And that's what he wants to do. And, like, sometimes, like you said, it's unfortunate. You know, it's, you know, some bad luck that, you know, things happen. But it's not like, you know, he doesn't want to work or
right.
he doesn't want to play. Like, that's definitely not true.
How do you make sure that Game 7 doesn't happen again? Because we hear James Harden is great in the regular season, and then come playoff time, we don't seem to get that same level of James Harden. Is it mental? Is it something that you can do? Is it something the players around him can do? What can you guys do to make sure he's at his absolute best when you need him to be? Yeah,
I mean, I don't see what the difference is between Game 6 and Game 7. You know, the Game 6 was an elimination game.
Right.
He had 36 or whatever, you know, so, like, I don't think it's a mental thing. I think teams are prepping for a hell of a guy.
Right.
You know, and so when you have 2 or 3 guys loaded up, not going to let you play to your strengths, not going to let you ISO and get to where you want to get to, it just makes it tough, you know, and so.
That's when other guys got to help out.
That's when I got to help out. That's when other guys got to step up. And I just take most of the blame. Like, if he's not performing, if my players are not performing, it's on me, you know. And so for me, if that's going to be a problem, then we just got to win in 6 games. Don't go to 7. Surgery.
Okay.
And Kobe had broke his hand. And so when we got better, like, you know, just rehabbing or whatever. So, like, for 3 months, me and Kobe worked out every single day. The team was on the road. It's just me and Kobe. And so me and my cousin Doodle, we would go to the gym and we would play one-on-one full court.
Right.
And I could never beat him. Like, I could, you know, because I was a great one-on-one player.
Right.
And so we be in the car, we get back and say, man, why you can't beat him? Like, I said, man, I don't know. Like, I just can't beat him. And then, like, 2 years later, he became Kobe. And like, oh, I see why, you know, like, nah, I see why I could never beat him, you know. But, like, people don't get the chance to see, like, I mean, Kobe had that man handle, like, the ball on a string.
Yeah.
Like, all that and one stuff. And all, he had all that.
Right.
Like, never lost a handle. Like, we talk,
Had they been able to coincide, let's just say for another 3 years, how many championships do you think they win?
They could have won 8. They could have won 8. And if, you know, I know I wasn't there for the Detroit series or whatever, and I'm glad my best friend Chauncey got a championship. You know what I'm saying? But, like, there was some bickering back and forth then. Like, they could have, you know, easily won that. But if they had stayed together, they had won 7, 8 championships. Like, could nobody beat that dude? Like, somebody might have slipped up and won. Like, you know, Detroit won, you know, and they had a hell of a team. And what the job they did was phenomenal. But, okay, if you leave outside that year and come back the next 3, nobody's beating them.
The rivalries.
Every single day. He wanted to be the best player every single day in practice, in the game, and that's just how he competed, you know. And so every time we got a new player, like, you know, Glenn Rice, and Glenn Rice was a bad dude, you know, Kobe wanted to play one-on-one to show him, like, this is my team. You know, we got J.R. Ryder, same thing. Like, J.R. Ryder got there. He wanted to play him one-on-one, show him this is my team. Like, used to, you know, because
you used to be mad over there, but not here.
Yeah, and so that's just who he was. Like, competed every single possession, every sprint, every drill, like he wanted to be the best. And that's no bullshit. Like it's every single day, he was the same person. What you see in the game, you saw in practice every single day.
I've heard a lot of people say, in today's game, in the game, the way it's being played and the way it's being officiated today, Jordan at his apex, how many points would he average?
Today?
Yeah.
Oh, man. 45?
You bull jobbing, T. Lue?
What you mean? You can't touch nobody. It's a foul. So, I mean, you got the best player in the world. You know what I'm saying? You got the best player in the world.
45, T. Lue?
What, he averaged 36 1 year?
He averaged 37.
37?
Yeah.
So, yeah, add 8 to that. Because now every time you get touched, it's 2 free throws.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, like the zone stuff could be a difference. And,
right.
you know, like back then with illegal defense. But, yeah, I mean, I don't see like it wouldn't be a year he wouldn't average 45.
Wow.
You couldn't touch nobody. I mean, you can't touch nobody now. So, like, the physicality's, you know, pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Anything you go into the free throw line and just how smart he was. And,
right.
You know, especially nowadays, like take advantage of these guys, you know, just far as just IQ alone.
Right. What's the way you practice? You guys had less injuries back then than you do now.
You had to train your body. I think you had to train your body for that. But the thing now the guys my age, we can't walk. I mean, we're paying for it now, you know, in our older age, you know, but back then, like, I think you got to train your body, like you said, to get to that point.
To withstand that.
And if you go into the finals, like extra 2 months of the season, like you got to train your body. And I think there's no better way than playing games, playing minutes, and getting in game shape. You know, like, and when I was coming up, guys wanted to play more minutes. Like, you always cried about playing more minutes, you know. So now guys are crying about playing too many minutes, you know. So, I mean, it's a fine line. You can't run guys into the ground, you know. But if you're not practicing and all we got is getting his games from you, like, we need 45 tonight, we need 45 tonight. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Was Miami Heat LeBron, that's the best LeBron we've ever seen?
I don't know. I mean,
I think 2018, bro.
He was super efficient in Miami, but I didn't get a chance to watch it like I wanted to. Because you know, of course, you can't see every game. But what he did in Cleveland, you know,
you get him back, he comes back.
Yeah, that stretch he had in Cleveland, I think that was his best.
So you think the return to Cleveland might have been his best LeBron?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I can't say I disagree.
Yeah, the year 16. The 16-17 season, we went back to the final. We played against KD for the first time.
Yeah.
Like that season right there, I think was one of the best seasons, like you said, they's ever had. And then I can't remember what that playoff run he had that might have been the best playoff run.
That 18.
That was 18?
Yeah.
That 15 to 18, I think that might have been his best basketball he ever played.
The natural thing is like, man, T. Lue undermined David Blatt. He was just, you know, he was supposed to be there anyway, and he probably was doing X, Y, and Z. Did you hear that?
All the time. And that's why it was hard for me to want to take that job, because I knew what it was going to look like from the outside looking in. And if they knew the truth about it the year before, they would have never said that.
Right.
You know, and so my job as associate head coach is to do whatever I can to make the head coach's job easier. You know, and so I did that to the best of my ability. And, you know, I would never undermine somebody for a job, you know, because that's just not who I am. That's not my personality. And I believe it will come back on you if you do things like that.
Why would you make you're the number one seed, and you change the head coach after you just went to the finals?
You know, for me, I think he did a great job. And overseas, like when you coach overseas, you are the face of the team. Right. Like, it's what you say goes, no matter what. No matter what player is there, like you're the face of the team. And when you come to the NBA, the players are the face of the team. And so it's a different dynamic. And so just understand that dynamic, that, you know, as much as you want to go in and go crazy and cuss somebody out, you might can't do it today. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm saying you just can't. And like his offensive system, like, was great. Like, I wish I could run it today. Like all the stuff he did, but like it didn't fit with Bron. Like, Bron's not going to move like that. Kyrie want to dance. He ain't running around. Kevin Love's not a mover. They've been successful over there, winning all the championships, and he's a great coach. And I thought it was great stuff that we were doing, but it just didn't fit our team and what we're trying to do. You know, and so I think guys got frustrated with the process and got frustrated with, you know, how how we did things, like offensively and defensively, because some of the stuff was different.
Right.
But there's nothing wrong with change if it works, and it was working. But it just, I think a lot of people got frustrated and didn't take the time, have the patience to really kind of wait for it, and that's kind of like where things got harder. So yeah, if KD doesn't go to Golden State, I think we win
3 in a row. And
I think Kyrie stays because you can't leave after that.
Right.
Like, what I'm saying? And so I think he stays, and I think like I said, we had a chance to win 2 or 3. He had made his mind up. But that's like another Kobe and Shaq situation. I would never let it happen.
Right.
Like, and I begged and pleaded. Kobe LeBron was doing an autograph signing with jerseys and stuff for his foundation. So I come sit next to Bron. We sitting there, handing the phone, Sports Center. Kyrie Irving's just been traded to the Boston Celtics. Man, Bron dropped the marker, and just lays back in his chair for about 10 minutes. Doesn't say a word, like just pissed off. And Bron was crushed. And I saw when that happened, I thought things would I thought Bron would do something different, sooner than later, and that's what he did.
So you believe LeBron would have stayed in Cleveland had Kyrie stayed in Cleveland?
Yes, I think so. Players, D Rose, one of my favorite players, like to play the game, and then D Wade, as well. And then what they've been able to do with other teams, and then coming to Cleveland with Bron, I think Bron gave them the leeway to do whatever they want.
Right.
But I just think just trying to figure it out, playing with each other, the spacing, the shooting, all those components played a factor. And it just wasn't a good fit. Like it wasn't. They could still play. It just wasn't a good fit, basketball wise. And that's just kind of like how it didn't work. And but if I had a little bit more time, I would have been able to figure it out.
Right.
But it just didn't fit the style that we wanted to play or had to play or need to play. It just didn't fit.
Watching Shea, did you know Shea was going to be this?
No, I didn't. And we talk about it all the time. And 30 GMs or presidents or whatever, even like if it would have been done all over again, I mean, I'd have done the trade too.
Yes.
Like PG was second in MVP voting.
Yes.
Like two-way player. Like it was like Jordan and Pippen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And Shea, like I said, he was a really good, young player, but you didn't know he was going to be this.
Right.
And I think it was the best thing for Shea because Shea would stay with the Clippers. He wouldn't be. He wouldn't have been.
He ain't gonna have the ball in his hand like
exactly.
that.
And so he was able to grow and figure it out, have his own team.
Yes.
And anything hindsight 2020, you can say, oh, I would have never done that. But who wouldn't have traded, a first year player for a guy like PG, to team up with Kawhi?
Right.
Like anybody would have done that. They lied, they said they wouldn't have.
Right.
And so now Shea was Shea now, and it'd be like, no, it's it's not a question, but yeah, that was a no brainer to me.
Did you try?
That play, whatever. I don't think that changed. I think the injuries really set him back. Having 2 back surgeries.
Yeah.
Then we acquired him this year, seeing with his knee, seeing like how his knee was.
Yeah.
And, all the things he had to fight through to be able to get on the floor, I think played a big role.
Right.
I think you saw in Brooklyn last year, like he was good.
Right.
Like he was back to being, who he is. And the thing that didn't work with us, last year, which I'm pissed off at myself about, is that he needs a ball in his hands, and so does James, and then so does Kawhi. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So it's hard.
It was hard,
right.
And it was hard.
Because he can't play off the ball.
Exactly, yeah. And you shouldn't want him to.
No.
Because the way he plays, the way he passes, his pace, the way he plays the game, and how he can make people better, you don't want him off the ball.
Right.
And so it was just a tough dynamic, and I take full responsibility. Like, I didn't figure it out the way I needed to.
Right.
So he really didn't have a fair shake. So I'm still pissed about that.
Right. What's it like?
I think it has. I think it's become a problem because now you have guys thinking that winning is more important than loyalty and doing it the right way. And it's not their fault, but it's like you said, it's what is projecting to the world now.
Right.
I think it's hard to see franchises draft great players, young players, and you're willing to grow with, but they leave to try to pursue a championship because they think that's what's going to get them, to this point, to the pinnacle. And so I just think, it's definitely, clouded our game. I think winning is important. Like, you play to win. Like,
correct.
That's the number one goal. Like, that's the ultimate goal, but I think there's the right ways to do it, though. Like, you can't sell yourself, because you want to win a championship.
Right.
Like, I just, it's just so, to me, being the best player you can be, doing it the right way, grind to get to that point, I think is important, and it's more fulfilling when you do it that way.